Hello everyone, and welcome to the video. Today I am going to be showing you how to get an Abyssal Whip at level 80 Slayer, 81, 82, 83, 84, anything below the required 85 to kill Abyssal Demons, with the new current boosting method, since Preserve kind of ruined the boosting method before, where you can chug a wild pie, kill an Abyssal Demon, hop the world, and keep your boost. You can't do that anymore. It's not a thing. So the new boosting method, what we're going to be showing you today, is how to farm up a bunch of wild pies, because you are going to be chugging wild pies, and then go and kill groups of Abyssal Demons at the same time to increase your drop rate. Not increase it, it's still going to be 1 in 512, but you'll be killing them a lot faster than you were before, so you'll get your whip a lot faster. Easy as that. There is a couple things you need for this method, at least the way that I do it. You can try to divvy it up however you want, if it works, if it doesn't. You will need a couple quests. The first one is going to be big chompy bird hunting to get chompy bird meat. Priest in Peril, so that way you can get to Canifis and buy some bear meat, or you can farm it yourself, but buying it's just way easier. You will need a recipe for disaster to get your pie dishes, your doughs, and your buckets of water. You can get buckets of water anywhere, and dough anywhere, and pie dishes anywhere, but it is so much faster, and I would recommend just having it done. And of course, you will need desert treasure, so that way you can use Ice Burst, Blood Barrage, Ice Barrage, whatever the hell you're doing. If you're doing Ice Burst, you will need at least 70 magic. In order to cook the pies, you will need at least 85 cooking. And of course, to even attempt to do this method, you will need at least 80 Slayer. A couple optional things that will help you throughout this method will be to have 100% Hosidius favor. This will give you access to the cooking stoves on the Hosidius part of Zaya, which is an extra 5% less burn rate, which will help you burn a whole lot less pies. So I would recommend having that if you don't have it already. But if you don't have it, it's not a huge deal. Pairing with that will be the cooking gauntlets. That will also help you not burn as many pies. And you can use magic boosts if you want. I have the imbued heart, so completely up to you if you want to use any magic boosting methods. And yeah, let's get into it. Once you have your equipment, your ogre bellows, your bow, your arrows, and your dueling ring, go ahead and teleport to the Algrid dueling arena. This is the method that I personally used and that I found to be the fastest, because it's pretty much a direct teleport, assuming that you have all the quests done. Teleport to the dueling arena, talk to this guy, and just go straight down into the ogre village. And you don't have to go far. Pretty much just the one up here works perfectly fine. Just collect a couple toads like you normally would. Each inventory is probably going to take you 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so. This is the longest part about it. Everything else about making these pies is just extremely easy. What I like to do is I like to just keep putting down toads. Oh, and there we go. And these things only have 10 HP, so go ahead and kill this thing. You can also bring Ava's accumulator instead of a graceful cape. It's completely up to you. I don't mind picking up my arrows, and I like the extra bonus I get out of it. So just pluck the bird, pick up the chompy, and repeat. That's pretty much all there is to it. If you're trying to get over 100 pies to start out, 4 inventories will do you, assuming that you have a completely empty inventory. And yeah, you just wait for the chompy birds. That's as easy as it is. Once you have all of your chompy birds collected for however many pies you want to cook, go ahead and teleport to the fishing trawler, or you can go to any of these merchants, any of the traveling merchants on the ships. I just find the fishing trawler to be right here, right there. You can go to the one in Catherby, that's pretty close as well, or the one off of our Dune is pretty close as well, but I mean the fishing trawler one is literally right here. You can't really complain about it. So just go ahead and trade these guys, get as many raw rabbits as you want. You want the same amount of raw rabbits as you have chompy birds, and bank is right here. Bank as many as you can, or as many as you want, really. Alright, and the last place you want to go is Canifis. This is the only place where you can actually buy it. You can also find it yourself, but it really doesn't cost that much here. you're going to want the raw bear meat. So they come in stacks of 10, so you are going to have to world hop a little bit. And then, of course, the bank is just directly south of the meat shop. So, again, get the same number of raw bear meats as you have chompies and raw rabbits, and you'll be perfectly fine. Now, if you also still have all of the quests done as previously mentioned, you can go downstairs in the Lumbridge basement, buy food from the chest, if you have all the recipe for disaster quests done. And what I like to do is you can get as many of these pie dishes as you want. You are going to need pie dishes, so buy out those. What I also like to do is I get a pot of flour and an empty bucket, and of course fill your inventory with them. I'm just doing it once for demonstration purposes. Fill up your bucket with the water, put it on the flour, and you are going to want pastry dough. Okay, and then once you have your pastry dough, again, get as many as you have for meats. You want your pie dish. You're going to put the dough in the pie dish, just like that. Got to take out my chompy. Give me a second. Okay, and I think it's meat first, and then chompy, and then rabbits. So once you have your dough inside of the pie dish, you're going to want to put the bear meat down first, followed by the raw chompy, followed by the raw rabbit. Once you have that, you now have a raw wild pie. It'll take you a couple minutes to put all the pies together, sadly. But once you have all of your raw pies, I recommend just doing all the raw pies at once and then cooking them all at once. I like to come to the Hosidia stoves because it gives you an extra 5% non-burn rate, basically, so you burn less pies. You need 85 cooking, so if you're directly on 85 cooking, or maybe 86 or 87, and you feel like you might burn a lot of your pies, I would recommend, 1, putting on your cooking gloves, or cooking gauntlets, I should say, and 2, making sure you have 100% Hosidia's favor and coming to these stoves. Once you're at these stoves, you have a pretty significantly higher burn rate, less burn rate, than if you were to cook at any other stove. So once you have that, go ahead and cook all of your pies on these stoves. I burnt this one, but, you know, whatever. I'm not wearing my cooking gauntlets. But you have a less burn rate. So if you have 100 pies and you have your cooking gauntlets and you're cooking them at these stoves, I believe I cooked 78 of my 100 pies when I did this method, so it's not bad at all. You're going to want to make more pies than what you think you're going to need because they are kind of a pain to put together. Not too much of a pain, but kind of a pain, and you will burn some. So once you have cooked all your pies, let's move on to the fun stuff. Now we are about to go kill our Abyssal demons. Go ahead and get your runes out. If you have a rune pouch, go ahead and put all your runes in your rune pouch. I like to get there using a lunar staff, because you do have to be on ancient magic, so you can't just teleport to Korend unless you have your tabs, and any way you can get there is fine. But what I like to do is I like to just use my Arty Cloak, 1, because it gives me a prayer bonus. The rest of my gear, you don't really need that much strong gear. Pretty much just prayer bonus is what you're going for. Abyssal demons don't have too much magic defense, so you don't need a high magic accuracy. You just need basically prayer robes to save you some prayer potions. But the way I like to do it is I like to go to the Arty Monastery. Go ahead and use this fairy ring right here. If you have a quest cape, by all means use that. If you have Slayer rings and you want to use an extra inventory slot, by all means use that. I would recommend using as many inventory spots to put pies in as you can. I use Ice Burst. This is a multi-combat skill, which is what you're going to need. So you're going to either want to use Ice Burst, or Blood Burst works as well. But for bursting, Ice is better. If you have a high magic level, Ice Barrage is better than bursting. It does cost more, but you will kill them significantly faster. And then I also have an Imbued Heart for extra magic accuracy, which doesn't matter too much, like I said. But once you go into the catacombs, you just run over here, and you're going to want to kill the Abyssal demons in the catacombs, no other place, because the catacombs are multi-combat. So, preferably, there's 5 Abyssal demons here and 5 Abyssal demons in this spot here, so a total of 10 Abyssal demons. I would recommend hopping around a little bit to see if you can find a world where both pools of Abyssal Demons are empty because you may be using both pools. If you stand in the middle here, you can actually aggro the 5 from here and the 5 from the south room. So let's hop around a little bit and see if we can find a world where nobody is in there, because I don't want to crash this guy. That's not what Iron Man is about. Alright, so it took a little bit of hopping around, but I did find a world where I have both rooms. This guy's about to leave. We had one before, but you know, those non-Iron Men keep crashing us. But anyways, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put your Ice Barrage, Ice Burst, Blood Burst, whatever you're using, on your auto spell. Now you can also use an Ava's Accumulator and some Iron Knives to mob them up. Would be so much easier, but I'm a little lazy, so I'm just going to, you know, burst them. Now, Abyssal Demons do have an annoying tendency to possibly teleport you to them or them to you whenever you attack them. So attacking them from far away is kind of annoying. And then Ice Bursting, of course, they get stuck a little bit. You're also going to want to put on Protect from Melee. Don't forget that, because that's important. You want to kind of mob them up a little bit here. And yeah, go to town. Once you eat a wild pie, you have 1 minute worth of bursting. Once this 1 minute up here in the top left corner goes away, you need to eat another pie. So every pie is about 2 minutes worth of bursting. If you're 80 Slayer, if you're 81, it's 2 minutes per half pie, so 4 minutes, etc., etc. And now you can always keep pulling from the top, but there is a chance that they can teleport you to them, so just watch out for that. My pie ran up, so eat another one. And yeah, this is where the prayer bonus comes in handy. You don't really need Arums or Mystic, Robes, whatever you're using for Magic, Infinity, Ancestral. You really just need prayer robes. And after some time, you will get your Abyssal Whip by doing this. I like to use this method a lot more than the last method where you would eat a pie, kill one, and then hop worlds to keep your boost, because you can just kill these so much faster. Oh, hard clue. You can kill these so much faster this way, it's not even a problem. I kill probably, if I'm pulling both rooms, oh, there was the teleport right there, and mob them up and I keep going. Okay, you can kill probably about 5 to 8 of them a minute by doing this method. Of course, if you're barraging, that number could probably go up too. It's really just how you do your magic. Eat another pie and keep going, and that's basically it. My first whip took me about 800 kills, so I went pretty damn dry on it. Hopefully you guys don't go as dry on your first whip, but you know, you'll never know really. But yeah, keep doing this method and you will eventually get your whip. I would say if you start out with 100 pies, you should probably get your whip in that first 100 pies. It might take 2 minutes, it might take 2 hours, but doing this you will achieve your whip. And this is kind of the only way to achieve it nowadays, so good luck. And if you guys found this video at all interesting or helpful, please give me a like, comment, maybe subscribe, and we can do some more guides on how to do a couple things around RuneScape. Especially Iron Man related, because I don't play the main anymore, I play Iron Man only. So if you want some guides on how to do some things as an Iron Man, or better for an Iron Man, go ahead and subscribe. Give me a like, give me a comment. Tell me what you want me to do next.